Bonjour. Okay, I really don't know what this message is going to be about today, so let's just get straight into it, shall we? Let's find out what the energy is for this collective. Angels, what is the message for this collective today? Okay, move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. Sexuality, someone is still figuring themselves out. Air sign, so you could be an air sign, or this person could be that. I feel like this could be either of you. Either someone is in your energy right now that is still trying to figure themselves out, that potentially attempted to move on from you, that is an air sign, or they're very trapped in their head about it. Either you or them could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or this could be you're very stuck in your head right now about someone that you've been trying to move on from, someone that you feel like wasted your time, that I'm actually even hearing that potentially you're beating yourself up in your mind that you wasted any time on this person. But nothing's truly a waste of time. There's always a lesson to be learned here. Okay, so this person that you are trying to move on from, this person that you feel is unavailable, is at a distance from you, emotionally and physically. So this is someone that perhaps you had to move away from this person, and that is part of why you're trying to move on from this person, because you can't imagine it ever being started up again, essentially, because of the distance. But also, if this person is emotionally distant from you as well, you're not in any communication, one, and two, they've made you feel like they're not coming back. Like they've detached emotionally from you. That's how it feels on your end. Sexuality. Okay, but yes, luck is on your side under someone is still figuring themselves out. So something is working in your favor when it comes to whatever this situation is. Air sign. 2 for that. Okay, Mercury retrograde, which that starts on the 9th, so Sunday. Mercury retrograde starts on the 9th of November. Then you've got the 11-11 portal, 11th of November, and on that same day, Jupiter goes into retrograde. So we've got a bit of craziness going on this month, but that came out with narcissist. Someone is too full of themselves. So I feel like if neither of you are air signs, you could be, but you don't have to be. If neither of you are air signs, this person, you're definitely in your head. You might actually be questioning, was this person or is this person a narcissist? Is that why you're questioning, did I waste my time with this person? Because your perspective is this person's very full of themselves, very selfish, self-serving. And this could be what, over the next 3 weeks, something that you're really reviewing in your life. You're going over how this person acted towards you, and perhaps also reviewing how long you put up with it for. So, and also this is communication issues, electronic issues, but just reviewing everything in your life. And this person that you believe to be a narcissist, you feel like you wasted your time here, especially now that there's distance and emotional distance. I think you feel like you completely misread this situation and are feeling silly about it, but don't feel silly. There's still, again, like I said, there's still lessons to be learnt. Underneath, you've got liar. Someone, be careful if someone's sneaky. So this will be interesting, actually, because this could actually very well be someone that you're trying to move on from, that but has played a lot of mind games with you, and that's why you've struggled to move on, but you're working very hard at doing that. Okay. So let's get what this, should I get that one or this one? I'll get this one. Let's see what this move on is about, who this narcissist is. Can we get some more information on this connection, please? Balance, masculine and feminine. Betrayal. Be careful of someone sneaky. There's been betrayal here, deceit, lies, secrets. And as well, as soon as I saw that balance card, I heard it's like this person was a catalyst to your awakening. So that doesn't always mean that someone's your twin flame or whatever. Sometimes someone can come in to be a catalyst to your spiritual awakening, and balancing that inner masculine and feminine without that specific person being your twin. It could just be that their purpose was to break you open so that you will develop those parts of yourself. Secrets straight after betrayal. So there is heavy secrets here. There is definitely something that has been kept from you, that it's like, I think you know that there's secrets. I think your gut tells you there's been betrayal here, but I don't think that this has ever been fully revealed to you again, because in this part I was sensing that this is someone that's played a lot of mind games with you, gaslighting you. Water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but this has really messed with your emotions. This is someone that it would have felt very like that push and pull energy, where 1 minute they're hot, the next minute they're cold, and it just caused your emotions to go into chaos. Caused a lot of anxiety and upset, but then at the same time, it's like that trauma bond where you need the person that caused the trauma to then fix it until you feel better again. And that's how that loop keeps going. Celebration under masculine and feminine balance. That stumped me. But as well, you may have shared a lot of celebrations with this masculine. Why did I say masculine for? Okay. Oh, because masculine and feminine in here. You may have had a lot of celebrations that you shared with this person. And that's also why you feel like they've wasted your time. You're trying to move on from them, but at the same time, because you shared a lot of maybe milestone things together, it still kind of keeps you trapped in your mind about what their purpose is in your life, or was. Betrayal. Rise up, death and rebirth, strength. So despite the betrayal, despite the secrets and lies, you have risen to the occasion, as in this death of this situation. Again, it broke you open and you've risen up, you've rebirthed into someone much stronger than you were before you met this person, and it's opened you up to a whole new world. As painful as it may have been, you found your strength in it. Secrets. Okay, so I mean, this bottom half's quite good. It's almost like a reflection of the emotional turmoil that this person put you through. Despite that, you found ways to enjoy life again, find your strength, find your confidence. Not only have you got rise up here, but under secrets, you've got solar plexus, which is all about your willpower, your strength, your confidence. It's almost like, despite what you've been through here with this person, you have found yourself, and that strength within was always there, but this person really broke you open to find that and find out what you're really made of. And you may have needed a lot of strength, especially if this person did play a lot of mind games with you. You needed a lot of to persevere in your healing. Water. Root chakra. Again, this person really, and because there was distance too, if you moved to be with this person, then you had to leave again when things ended, and they really, destroyed your stability, your home, your structure in life. This is something that you had to rebuild, and that would have been quite an emotional thing to go through. But you've got solar plexus and root chakra. Now that I think about it, before when I kind of got shocked when I said masculine, these are both very masculine. So you could be developing your masculine within, that go-getter energy, that driven action orientated energy, that's the masculine. And if that's what you're balancing right now, because I'm on the fence on whether you are the masculine and you have been going through this change, or whether you could very well be the feminine, but right now what this is doing is helping you develop your masculine energy to balance yourself out, so that you can know that you're just as capable as anyone else to rebuild and make something of your life. That's that masculine side. So let's keep going. But this is definitely, despite all this, you've actually got a lot going for you, and you've been working on this, rebuilding your home, feeling safe in your own skin, but in your surroundings, and creating that stability in your life. I just heard very strongly, it's the masculine, and this is something that's happened. So perhaps if you are the masculine watching, this betrayal with the deceit, lies, and secrets is something that you've been through, and that's launched you into finding yourself and really stepping into your masculine energy. This has just got masculine all over it. That's what I keep hearing. I really feel like the masculine has just been through something, or has been going through something for a long time around situations with narcissistic type people that have betrayed them in some way, or if you're the masculine watching, betrayed you, and there's been a lot of drama and toxicity that has been happening in your life, because it's been cracking you open to really deal with the hidden emotions you haven't dealt with. But through all that pain, you're rising up and really working on the things that you need to be working on, which is bringing you to your confidence. It's creating stability in yourself, safety in yourself, your home, finding that strength within. I really genuinely thought this was going to be like career or friends or something, but you've got divine counterpart on the bottom. This actually feels like, usually when I do these readings, I feel as though I'm tapping into the feminine 9 times out of 10. And then I'm telling the feminine what is going on for the masculine, but it's not like I'm reading from the masculine's perspective. This actually feels like this is coming from the masculine's perspective. Like I'm fully tapped into them, not the feminine at all. Like this is a reading for the masculine to be watching, because this is what you're going through right now. So if this doesn't feel like, if you haven't been going through betrayal with friends and family and having to rebuild your life, then it's not your reading. But this feels like something that you've transformed through. It's really, it's like you were burnt to a crisp and now you're rising from the ashes, and it's almost as if you're starting to feel things turning around for you. For a long time it might have felt like things just kept getting worse and worse, but you're starting to slowly feel lighter, like things are starting to turn around for you. Let me get one more. Courage. Okay. Even if feminines are watching this is what's going on for the masculine right now. This has got nothing to do with the feminine, because you've got divine counterpart. Reunion is on the cards for this collective, but this reading isn't specifically about reunion. It's more to do with the things that you've been going through as the masculine, all the towers and all the bullshit that you've been dealing with in separation from your feminine, that have led you to redevelop your character and who you are. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Drake. I don't know where that came from. But basically, maybe you listen to Drake a lot, I don't know. But basically, you've had to start from the bottom and work your way back up. You've rebuilt yourself brick by brick. And that confidence, that strength that needed to be rebuilt due to these betrayals, the secrets, the lies, the backstabbing. I'm feeling this is like people you've been around and trusted in and were loyal to, and just, I'm hearing dirty backdoor deals, like people doing stuff, shady stuff in the dark that against you kind of thing. Maybe spell work, and doesn't have to necessarily be spell work, but just nastiness in the background. And this was a hard lesson you had to learn, and maybe you've had to learn it repeatedly, because not only did you have betrayal, which is deceit, secret, lies and secrets, but then the next card out is secrets. There's so much about deceit and hidden darkness here that has created a lot of emotional turmoil for you. But through that, you're finding your courage again, your strength, your willpower, your determination, and that persistence to learn to grow. Even if you've had stages where you felt like giving up and, you know, doing something permanent that you can't come back from, if you catch my drift, you've persevered through that. And those dark times that you didn't think you would survive, you did. You've survived your darkest days, and you're coming out the other side now. And then that is going to bring you to reunion with your person. And with time, and perhaps as well when you reunite with your person, you will then see why things got so dark, why things were so painful for you, because it was to rip you open. And if this is the masculine I'm speaking to, this is something that you have to go through, because it's something you've always run from. And then you reach a point where nothing you do, you can run as much as you want, but it'll keep chasing you. You can change locations, it'll keep finding you because it's within you. So you can't run from it. So all the pain, all the darkness, all the betrayal that you've gone through was for you to learn to rise up through it and be better from it. And also, you know, not letting certain interferences and outside opinions dictate your life anymore. That comes up a lot in these readings too, about family and friends, that their opinions, you're too impressionable and you care what these people think instead of doing what's right for you and your person. But that's your ego, and that's why it has to be broken down by these dark times, these very painful times that rip you open. spiritual growth, renewal, rebirth. That's exactly right. You're going through a rebirth. All the trauma had its purpose. You needed to go through that journey to rebirth into the more enlightened. Okay, so I just want to tap into this betrayal energy a little bit and see what's happened here. Union again. So many union cards. Divine counterpart, reunion, union. Okay, let's tap into this betrayal, this narcissist, because I want to see if this is a romantic thing, a friendship thing, a family thing. So then maybe you think the feminine has moved on, that you've concocted a lot of, because if you're so in your head about this, then that means that you are overthinking and catastrophizing and thinking that your feminine doesn't want you anymore, or that it's a waste of time because they've moved on. Meanwhile, have you even reached out to them? Do you know any of this for fact, or are you just assuming? Bottled up, because you're bottling up your feelings, you're not expressing yourself, and you're under this illusion that this feminine or your person has moved on and that they're unavailable and that you'd be wasting your time trying to go there, but you're deceiving yourself by not opening up. You're keeping yourself trapped. You're creating the mental prison. I don't think, the feeling I'm getting, and I know I shouldn't laugh, but it's like the feeling I'm getting is that you've just trapped yourself in this mental prison, deceiving yourself into thinking that it's too risky to open up to this feminine, to reveal your feelings. You're keeping yourself stuck. You're keeping yourself captive in this situation. You're not trapped. You can break free from this prison anytime you want, but you're fighting it right now. Because you want union, you want reconciliation, you want to go back to them, you want to make it work, you want a second chance, or it could be the third, fourth, fifth chance you're asking for, who knows? But even me thinking that means that that's part of the fear, because you may have tried to make it work with this person multiple times, and if you're afraid that they've just had enough, that it's a waste of time, that they've moved on from you, because perhaps you realize that you had acted narcissistically in the past, not calling you a narcissist, but had narcissistic tendencies and didn't handle things the best in the past, and repeated bad behavior, or maybe your behavior got worse and worse and your feminine kept forgiving you, and now so much time has passed, you're thinking there's no way they're going to want me back. But it's about knowing how far you've come. You've been through all this darkness, all this pain, so that you could rise up and be a better person. Be someone that could actually be worthy of the feminine. And if you love them that much, you deserve that love as well. So you need to be able to see that. Otherwise you will sabotage any kind of reunion anyway. You're trapped in your mind about wanting reconciliation with this feminine, but you are keeping things inside. And I think a lot of it is to do with probably our secrets and things that you need to reveal to this feminine, that you're worried if you do, it will end things for good. And right now, you can fantasize that there's potentially a reunion in the future, while this feminine doesn't know. But ultimately, if you don't start with the truth, there's no hope for reconciliation, because even if they take you back, you will know that you have secrets and you will sabotage again. These are all things that you're needing to learn. Gamble, take a risk. Right now, you've got a very good poker face, and I think if that's something you've done your whole life, you're very good at putting on, like, it's like the clown. You've got the makeup on, you've got the mask on, you're very good at acting positive, like you're unfazed by things, unbothered. But really, when you pull the mask down, you're a mess. being vulnerable with your emotions is something you have to learn. And that's why you have disaster after disaster, betrayal, friendships, family, all this pain, because they're trying to crack you open and teach you that you need to deal with your emotions. But again, this is, again, not showing feelings, not opening up, keeping things inside. But they want you to take the risk here. You need to take the gamble and prove to yourself that even if you're vulnerable and say they don't want to give you another chance right now, but you opening up and being honest and vulnerable, you learn something from it. You get stronger from it. There's strength in being vulnerable. It's not a weakness. Trapped. Influences, there it is, family and friends, you being impressionable and letting other people's opinions affect you, and then you get afraid of the connection and you let your ego lead the way instead of your heart. You let other people get involved, and I think as well, if you're that impressionable, you're easily manipulated, even if you think you're good at manipulating people to get what you want. I'm here. What is that? Is it in My Big Fat Greek Wedding? What's the movie where she goes, the husband is the head and the wife is the neck, and she can move the head whichever way she wants? It's almost like your family are the neck. You think you're the head of the family and that you're in charge of everyone. Meanwhile, whoever the feminine influences are in your life, they're the neck, and they let you have the illusion that you're the head of the family. Meanwhile, they're turning your head wherever they want it to go. And I don't know if you're fully aware of that. I'm feeling that very strongly. You have feminine influences in your life that like you to live in the illusion that they come to you because you're the masculine and you're the head of the family and you tell them what they can and can't do. Meanwhile, it's all a game. And I think as well, you would have learnt those manipulative tactics from them and then used it on your feminine, who could see right through that shit. And that's what happens. That's because they're so intuitive and they have a little lie detector that goes meow, meow, meow anytime you're not truthful. So then if you had a tendency to gaslight and be manipulative and try to make them feel like they were crazy for calling you out on shit, those are some hard lessons you've then been shown in this separation, because it's something you needed to heal. And then as well, these influences needed to be removed. And if it's permanent fixtures like family, it's not necessarily that you have to cut your family off completely, but they certainly need boundaries. There's definitely been third parties that have kept you two apart as well. Union. Only you, of course. Even if you've tried to move on with other, conquests, let's say, your person is still always your person. They still always have your heart. And this even says observing you, watching you, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're watching them. You know there's no one like your feminine. You know you can't replace their energy. So of course you're focused on them. But while you're focused on them and dreaming of reunion, you're all of these, trapped in your mind, being easily influenced by other people's opinions, being surrounded by toxic behaviors and people, and living in this illusion that you need to move on from this person, that it's a waste of your time, but you haven't even attempted to change the circumstances. Yeah, on the bottom it's got finality, which is differences, divorce, breakup, not looking back. At the moment, you're in this mindset of, even though you're trapped in your head, reminiscing and wanting reunion with them, in your mind, you're trying to convince you. Magnifying glass. You're watching them like a hawk. You're so in your head about this person not wanting you back and not wanting to give you another chance that you're telling yourself that it's over, it's a waste of time. And that might have also been what you told yourself when you ended things but last time, where this is over, there's no going back. But this is actually all you're wanting, union with the only person that actually has your heart. Okay. Clown. This is what I said before, the clown. You're wearing a mask, pretending you're all good and that you've just, it's like, oh, they're the one that got away, but they got away, so that's done now. But meanwhile, you still really want to be with them. Degrading. So maybe some people made you feel degrading, but your appearance seems okay. But really inside, you're feeling anything but okay. And this is also about shame and humiliation. So perhaps as well, part of why you're trapped in your mind is because you're humiliated and ashamed of yourself for your behavior, how you treated this feminine, your actions afterwards, and that humiliation, that shame is eating you alive right now. You're not seeing, I don't think you're seeing quite yet why this all happened. At the moment, it still feels very much like, why is all this happening to me, and everything's shit, and why do I have to go through so much pain just to learn the lesson? And it's like, but every time they showed you the lessons, you kept running. So the lessons would have got harder and harder because you weren't waking up. That's why. Okay, so let's get the feminine's perspective. Let's ease your mind a little bit. Well, maybe. Let's see what the feminine's feeling towards you right now. What is the feminine feeling towards the collective? Oh. Right now. Lionsgate. So August might be significant. 808, 88. You might both be 88 babies. You inspire me. Oh, wow. They see you as their divine masculine. So while... Oh, God. I'm laughing because it's like the way that you're feeling and thinking right now is so negative. Meanwhile, the feminine thinks you're the... This is what the universe is trying to get you to step into, your divine masculine power. I think that they're hoping to hear from you soon. I think they've been holding on to you surprising them at some point. It's actually got this kind of feeling of them waiting for you to show up correctly. That's how they want you to show up. But as well, if there's been a lot of silence here, if it's been a long time, they've had to find other ways to express themselves. And also I'm seeing this as maybe they feel like you've written, it's almost like they feel as though you've written lots of messages to them but just never sent it. It's like you've written down or you've typed out so many times expressions of love to this feminine and then just never sent it. And it's like this feeling they have. And like I said, the feminines are very intuitive. But something maybe in August happened where, and you got the lion in this first part as well. So lions might be a sign for you. Lions are also the symbol for Leo. So you could be a Leo, they could be. But something around August might have been significant. $88, 8. So if maybe your birthday's in August and you're an 88 baby, that's specific. But something around that time period is significant here. Maybe you heard from your feminine around this time. But you inspire me. So despite whatever's happened here, they do have fond memories of you that inspire them. whatever the versions of you that they fell in love with inspired them. So you have to have positive qualities. I think right now you're down in the dumps thinking of all the shame and guilt and humiliation you feel from your past actions. Meanwhile, the feminine's more focused on the ways that you inspired them to grow. So it looks like they've done quite a lot of healing, because for them to view you this way, despite what you've put them through, they've come through to the other side seeing you as their masculine, that you just need to express yourself, that you're that they see strength in you, and that the version of you they fell in love with, they still believe in that version. They still believe in your potential. Air again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that could be important here. Unexpected. How does the feminine feel about the masculine, please? Red thread bond. So they definitely feel like you two are meant to come back together. Chaos and light codes. So they certainly remember you as someone that created a lot of chaos in their life, that your life is chaotic, which from those other decks it definitely is or has been. But they're hoping that you're receiving messages from your team, that you're leveling up, that you're even I think they're hoping that you're, sorry, for some reason when I was looking at that it just heard light show. I know it says light codes, but if you look at it, she's sitting there and the lights are shining on her, and it's making me think of a light show. But they're definitely hoping that despite the chaos that ensued in your connection, but just in your life overall, that you've been leveling up in your life. And I think that they're potentially sensing that you've been going through a lot. Again, their intuition. But those things that you're going through are leveling you up and leaving deep imprints on you to help you reach the next level in your journey. Okay, journal. Cleanse and clear. So under journal, you've got cleanse and clear. Removing the negativity in your life, clearing out the chaos, removing the need for other people's opinions and letting their opinions affect your ego. It's kind of like you listen to what other people had to say about your connection, and then you would feel embarrassed or ashamed of your connection, and then you take it out on your feminine, or you'd break up with them, whatever it is, to appease other people's opinions instead of standing up for them and your connection. This doesn't just hurt you, that hurts your feminine, because you should be proud of them. You're meant to be proud of each other and stand up for each other, not let people speak badly about them. And this is also about home. So creating stability in the home. Again, like I said in the beginning, because there's distance, whoever had to move, whoever's life was uprooted, it had to be, or it would have been both your lives regardless. Whoever moved, you both might have moved at different stages, but there would have been a lot of having to rebuild your life, and that can make it feel quite negative. But they're hoping that you're learning how to express yourself and clear out that negative energy, clear out that chaos, because it doesn't serve you. Sovereignty. So something around this Lionsgate portal in August created a shift in energy where they became more in touch with their own divinity, their own sovereignty, they're the architect of their reality, and they can't make you come back. Only you can find yourself and do that. So it's that kind of I don't chase, I attract. If they're meant to come back into my life, they will. They believe you are meant to, but they just have to trust that it will come back in when it's time. You inspire me. Okay, let's keep going. So how does the feminine feel about their masculine, please? Red flag. But do you blame them? It's funny though, because they see you on the end of their red thread, but at the same time they're going over the fact that they ignored the red flags when it came to you. They would have had a lot of warning signs in their connection in the past that they ignored because they loved you so much. You could be appearing in their dreams at the moment, or they might just be having a lot of vivid dreams right now. But honestly, the only negative thing in here is the red flag. Everything else is quite positive. It's almost as if this is how you return, showing traits of your past version that they remember you as, that's not something they will accept because they've grown and changed. So if you're showing up with manipulative tendencies again, gaslighting, evading the truth, not revealing certain secrets, they're just going to put up a big red stop sign. And that's not giving you another chance. It's giving you the opportunity to step up and take accountability and be honest. And if you don't do that, then yes, they won't give you the opportunity to hurt them again until you come back correctly. Hang on. I'm just going to get these no communication cards quickly because I want to see where your head's at right now. Ghosted. You might feel like they ghosted you, or you ghosted them. Where's the masculine's head at right now? My fantasy, your perfection. Will you listen? Your beauty amazes me. I'm not sure how I attracted someone like you, but I'm forever grateful. There's so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? You're my fantasy. I have pictures and videos saved of you and use them for inspiration. I want you. Gaslighting you. This is what I mean. The feminines are intuitive. They know when you're not telling the truth. They might not know exactly what the truth is, but they know that when there is someone being deceptive towards them. And they will question. If they don't get the full story, it will be something that keeps coming up again because they'll constantly not feel like something's right. And if you're not prepared to be honest and upfront and deal with the issues, it will keep reoccurring. So it's not right for you to then gaslight them and make them feel like they keep bringing up the same argument. If the same thing keeps coming up, if the same issues keeps coming up, then that means something has not been soothed yet. I have been lying to you and gaslighting you. You weren't crazy, you were right. I just wasn't strong enough to admit it. So you think they're perfection, they're your fantasy. You want them to trust you, but you also know that you gaslight them. So that's something you need to heal out. Attached to my ex. I'm attached to my ex emotionally, physically, and or spiritually. I need time and space to break this connection. So you've clearly still got attachments here that you haven't fully let go of. I am hearing that might be the move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. Perhaps after you left your feminine, you went back to a past connection because it was easier. but it's never going to fulfill you. You're never going to feel satisfied in an easy connection. That's why divine connections can feel toxic, because they're really reflecting to you where you need to grow. But on the bottom, you've got spoiling you. You want to spoil this person. I want to give you the good life. I want to spoil you with gifts and trips, everything you could ever need or want. You deserve nothing less. Let me get one more. Yeah, ghosted did come out. So I'm sorry I disappeared. I needed to get away and clear my head. So that's part of the shame, the humiliation, knowing you abandoned this feminine, and then the things that you went missing you. Well, obviously you're missing them with all this other stuff. I miss you. I wish things were different. They can be different. I feel like I'm being a bit sassy towards you, but it's because everything that's coming out is a product of your own thought process. Only you can pull yourself out of these circumstances, this, captivity you're keeping yourself in. Instead of the shame and guilt spiral and thinking that nothing can change and feeling sorry for yourself, make the changes. If you know that those behaviors aren't correct, then correct them and approach the feminine as the version of yourself that you want to be. Truly, genuinely, not faking it. Actually do the work to make sure that you can be that version, and not just for them, for yourself, so you feel pride within yourself knowing you've done that. And part of that is setting boundaries with these outside influences. Or just keep living the way you're living and nothing will change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Okay. I feel like I'm being really harsh. But anyway. Okay. Be the version that they see you as. Okay, so then how are you currently perceiving the feminine? Let's get a spirit animal for you and for the feminine. What is the masculine's current energy, please? What is the masculine's current energy? I'm really feeling pulled to get these confession cards, but to see how I know that deck was to see how the feminine feels towards the masculine, but these confession cards, it's more like direct messages from them, so we'll get that after this. The hyena. Okay, and what is the feminine's current energy, please? What is the feminine's current energy? So you're the hyena and they are... What was that? Oh, the bee. The feminine's the rabbit, but the rabbit's very fearful. Maybe they're afraid you're not... I'm sorry, I'm getting lots of message. I'm hearing they're afraid you're not going to come back. They're picking up on your fear. They're afraid that they're delusional. They're afraid that you're not their person. Like, so many thoughts coming through right now. Hang on. Sorry, I feel like I've got hair everywhere. I'm molting. Okay. Let's read you first, the hyena. So that's air or fire? Fire. Let me find this. Okay, yeah, so the hyena kind of represents the mask a lot because you use harm. The hyena uses humour to cover what they're really feeling inside. Humour, wit, and sarcasm. So this is your current energy. The hyena personality is a jokester and a crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realised. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humour to express your truth. So as well, that leads me to believe that in the connection, when there was conflict, you were passive aggressive and you'd say sarcastic, nasty things as a way of getting your feelings across instead of just being honest and direct and saying things in a kind. You can speak your truth while being kind. What's that saying? It's like truth without kindness is... there's a saying for it. It's like you can be honest and truthful about your feelings without being unkind. And you have a tendency to be unkind and sarcastic or joking about something as a way of hiding how you're really feeling, or as a way of avoiding really expressing what's going on for you. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? When in balance, charming, witty, and fun to be around. When out of balance, scrappy, petty, and suspicious to bring into balance sobriety. Sobriety? Is that... Anyway, you know what I mean. Watching what you put in your body. So, and also looking after yourself. Be careful what you eat, what you drink, what you... substances, any of the above. And also just in general, exercise, looking after your body. Okay, the rabbit. Where is it? There it is. Afraid of everything. I think you're both in a stage right now that's just, they're afraid that this isn't going to happen, and you're trying to mask your emotions and act like you're fine. Afraid of everything, overwhelmed, frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it, so loudly in fact that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, O rabbit, they shape your destiny. When in balance, sensitive, problem solver, and good listener. See how sensitive isn't a negative. When out of balance, over explains and talks fast. To bring into balance, a day of silence. Okay, so I'm going to get these confession cards because I want to see what the feminine would like to say to the masculine if they could right now. Our love is eternal. Surprise, and they did get unexpected visit, surprise, caught off guard. So maybe they've just recently shown up for you. Maybe they've just popped up recently. Maybe they've sent you a message, or because you did get ghosted. So maybe they messaged you. Maybe they've reached out to you and surprised you and you've not responded. That would make a lot of sense actually with everything that's come out. I'm planning to surprise you soon with a gift from the heart. Get ready to receive something special soon that expresses how I feel about you. The gift could come in any form in the physical or spiritual realms, and it will bring us closer. The romantic gesture, 3D communication or telepathic communication is on its way to you. So maybe they're sending you messages through music, movies. You might be seeing their name everywhere, their birthday, their car model. Hang on, let me get a couple more. I do still feel like maybe they've popped up for you recently though and you didn't respond. Maybe on social media. You are mine. We are meant for each other. There is no one else in the world who could ever replace you. We were made to be together. We are destined, and I am yours and you are mine only. We have done this before and we'll do it again. Our love is real. It's safe for you to love me. I actually think both in your own right, you're freaking panicked. You're mirroring each other and it's all an illusion. I may be quiet right now, but you are always on my mind. Remember that separation is an illusion. We are always together. We are drawn together by faith. Trust your intuition. I'm working hard behind the scenes to heal and reach out to you soon. Stay strong for me. I'm coming back home. And there is distance, so I'm honestly on the fence about which one of you this is from. It could be both of you, to be honest, because as I was reading it, I was also feeling like, because that very first card out was balance, masculine and feminine, and we all need to balance those within. The masculine and the feminine both have masculine and feminine within that they need to balance. So part of me actually feels like your roles are reversed right now. The feminine is in the masculine energy and the masculine is in the feminine energy. I actually feel like that's what's going on here. And that's been happening a lot to me this week. I feel like I've kept not being sure who I'm speaking to, because I keep getting mixed messages and it's confusing the crap out of me. So if you're confused, God help us all. But I feel as though you're both in your opposite energies right now. And that's how you're mirroring each other. So perhaps the feminine is the one that's actually acting very sarcastic and trying to be put on this brave face of being tough, like they're unaffected by you not being in their life, but internally they are affected by it. Meanwhile, you're scared out of your wits that this is never going to happen, that they're not going to take you back, that you're never going to be together again. But everything happens for a reason. So whatever's happening here, you're both having to work through some shit right now. And the next 3 weeks during Mercury retrograde, all of this stuff is going to be going through review and you're going to figure it out. Thinking. I'm thinking about you at this moment. Thought of you never leaves my mind, no matter where I go. The songs I'm hearing reminds me of you. It makes me more vulnerable and I think about you even more. So songs are important here. But that's pretty common. All right, let's grab the. I just want to see. What has happened here? What's going on? I hate that I hurt you. You didn't deserve this. Please don't blame yourself. It was my fault. At least you're understanding now that instead of blaming the feminine, you know that you caused this. And this is part of being vulnerable. Humbling yourself and showing up for them hat in hand and being like, I know I messed up and I know that you're going to have your guard up, but I want to show you that I am different now. I think you actually did blame them for a long time until you woke up to yourself. Here it is. I don't care what people think anymore. I've been given bad advice, friends, and especially family. I'm listening to my intuition. I know you are the one. Not being influenced by other people's opinions and letting that affect your ego. Do you still think about me? Do you still want me? Do you still love me? I need to know if I should move on. I'm hurting. I think you're both hurting right now, but you're just acting it out in different ways. I tried to replace you, but it didn't work out because I'm madly in love with you and I was fighting it. I know this is divine, again, because you cannot replace the feminine energy and they can't replace the masculine energy. Alright, so on the bottom you've got stalker alert. I check up on you often. We already know that, but that's the thing as well. When you stalk their social media, one, you're still running because you're not showing up authentically as yourself, but two, whatever information you're trying to find out by watching them, you're not going to get. Because no, it's not like people, I mean, I know a lot of people do post what they do every day, but there's still so much of the day that you don't see. You don't know who they're spending time with. You don't know the things you want to know. You're not going to find out by stalking them. So just saying, I'm going to put a ring on it when the time is right. So obviously you want to marry this person. I couldn't give to you like I wanted to because I'm still healing from my past. Okay. What do you both need to be working on right now? Let's get into that. Bridge, communication. Learning how to communicate and being vulnerable with one another. Communication, unite, connecting, integrating the lessons you've learned in this separation. Share your feelings with each other. Collaboration, harmony, compromise, overcoming barriers. And I always see this as like build a bridge and get over it. But as well, meeting in the middle. And that's number 12. Aging like fine wine. Number 4, developing over time. So again, these are the things that's been developing over time that needed to be, these are experiences as painful and as dark as they may have been, they were necessary for your growth to help you develop your character. But this is about family legacy, the good stuff, finesse, alchemy, transformed, you're transforming, ripening, age as well. Reconciliation, number 9. Happy, harmony, beauty, creativity, a gift. That's kept coming out as well. Maybe you want to give this feminine a gift. Maybe that's part of like you don't want to show up empty-handed. Love, openness, expressive, warmth, gratitude. Travel, the ship, 3rd of October. Going places, adventure, vehicle, vacation, trip, entrepreneur, maybe you're an entrepreneur, enterprise, movement with the wind, swift, travel overseas. Maybe you want to surprise them. Maybe the gift is wanting to take them on a trip. Okay, bridge. I actually just saw like one of those ferry King of Water, and water was in your part, so maybe you're a Cancer. Sun, moon or rising. This says within 1 to 3 months. During the summer, so December here in Australia, June 22nd to July 21st is important, but this is the moon, and this is also the Chariot. In this deck, this card's the Chariot. The Chariot's all about travel, and that's to confirm the bridge. There is definitely travel here and movement from you to this feminine. But this actually also says resists change. So that's something you need to work on right now, because this is also what needs to be, you need to surrender to these things. Reconciliation is very, it's going to happen. I could not get my words out. But obviously, because there's distance, travel is required, but communication definitely needs to be worked on here. And the only way you can make movement towards this person is if you stop resisting the change, stop being defensive, because especially if you're a Cancer, you naturally do have a sensitivity. You are a nurturing person, but you hide that side of yourself because you feel like it's a weakness, and it's not. It's that self-preservation, but you don't need to hide that part of you, at least not to your feminine. They admire that part of you. But something is going to change over the next 1 to 3 months. But King of Water's good. It's not a page, it's not a knight, it's a king. That's good. Yeah, one of those sorry, I totally lost track. One of those, I'm seeing one of those ferry boats, and it's like going under a bridge. It's almost like I'm seeing like Sydney Harbour with those like ferry boats that take you from the harbour over to the zoo, or like just those little cruises you can do. We have that here in Perth as well. But that's what I was picturing. Especially with this boat and the bridge, I'm literally picturing a boat and it's like going under the bridge out the other side. So it's like you're about to come out the other side. Allow, trust in divine timing under wine, developing over time. Trust in the timing here. Over the next 1 to 3 months, there's going to be significant changes. Don't resist it. See the challenge, see the lesson in it, and grow from it. Find your middle ground, find your balance within. All right, the bouquet. It's 1:30. 13:30. That could be something. 1330. Mars, the ruler of destruction. This is the Tower. So, your anger and the chaos, the anger comes from, let's be honest, if you would have had a very chaotic life, a very chaotic upbringing, even though it's not something you like, it's comfortable for you because it's all you've ever known. That's what you need to overcome here. Because ultimately, the destruction of this relationship will keep repeating if you're not learning the lesson. This is all about aggression, being impulsive, anger, that raw energy. It's not that you're not allowed to feel. It's just the same as like being someone that cries and gets upset. Anger isn't a negative thing, but it's how you deal with it and how you recognize, okay, what's making me angry right now? What's triggered this? Okay, now that I'm triggered, it's there, you need to address it. So how do I soothe this now so that I'm not destroying my relationship again? And that is all about communication. And I say this on here all the time, aggression and anger, those issues need therapy. And honestly, everyone needs therapy, whatever your issues are, to be honest. But this is also about taking action towards them, action towards reconciliation, action towards choosing love over fear. Learning learning when you're acting out of your survival instinct and when you're acting out of genuine. Learning the difference between when a trigger is activated and your anger and your aggression is acting out of that survival instinct that you've developed from your childhood and your chaotic life, and learning how to soothe that so that you can handle those emotions and those triggers better. And because the feminine needs to do the same. And also I think that your relationship caused towers in your life, caused a lot of destruction. The rabbit again, but in this deck, it's about fertility and a new beginning. Spring, a new cycle is about to happen here. Sex and procreation. Desire, a sudden increase. But this is fertility and multiply. There is a new beginning here. Under adventure, you can begin a new adventure together. And if babies is something you want with this person, that also is available to you here. It's just about getting past these impulses and this anger and aggression that you haven't you haven't mastered it yet. Once you do, which is something that you're developing now over the next 1 to 3 months, this is what it leads to. So don't despair. Yeah, and you got the Celtic knot under that. The Celtic knot is divine love, unconditional love, divine union. Number 24, enduring, connected, love of a lifetime. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Fate, karma, cycles. A new cycle can begin if you can get through this. Get what you deserve. It's out of your hands. And for that to be, and the sun is underneath that. Big fat yes. Good things are coming. Literally, you're getting, this isn't get what you deserve as in like you're getting what you deserve in a negative way. It's get what you deserve as in this unconditional love, this divine union, the love of a lifetime. This is the love of your life. You can have this. It's just that you had to go through some very uncomfortable cycles. But everything's a season. This too shall pass, I want to say. The negative feelings, they go away. Happy feelings aren't permanent. Negative feelings aren't permanent. It's the ebb and flow of life. You had to go through these cycles to learn. But the wheel is turning in your favor. Things are going to be okay. But to have the Wheel of Fortune with the Celtic knot under that, with the sun underneath that, big fat yes. Energy, happiness, success. This is the masculine card. This is the divine masculine. Everything's leading, all roads lead to the feminine and having a happy, successful life. All right, I'm just going to grab these and then... Out of curiosity, after I get these, I'm going to get a timing card and then we'll wrap this up with the Divine Door. So this is advice. Although that was advice too, but anyway, more advice. That was more about what you need to surrender to. Okay, number 7, union. The universe brought us together for a reason. I'm discovering what these reasons are. I keep hearing tough love, tough love. Number 11, love like ours can change the world. Number 4, communication. You think I'm not listening to you, but I am. I hear everything you say and even replay our conversations in my head. Timing and intentions. I'm walking home to you. I'm not sure where I am on the path, but I am walking it. I think this is you. You don't know where you are right now. You're a bit lost, I think, at the moment, but you are developing, but this still needs time. 7th of September, messages about trust. Don't judge this, just surrender. I know it's triggering, but from a higher perspective, it's clearing energy and bringing us closer together. 7th of September and 9th of July. (11th of August and 8th of November. That's tomorrow. You're projecting your own fears and limitations onto me. Go within to understand that you are seeing yourself, not me. I think that's your fear getting the best of you. You're projecting onto the feminine right now. 4-4. So 4th of April. I've hurt you and I'm sorry. Again, that's 2 decks now where you've been very apologetic because you know how much you've hurt the feminine, but you're trapped in that fear right now. This to me, I still really feel like you're actually the rabbit and they're the hyena right now. I think you're in a lot of fear because you have so much shame and regret over how much pain you caused here. And if you're only coming into that now, that means that for a long time you blamed the feminine for the demise of this. But whatever's happened to you, you've been broken open and you're realizing now how much you caused this and how much pain you caused this person. I've hurt you and I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me someday and understand I was reacting in fear. Timing and intentions. September's important. So maybe a lot of this stuff happened to you in September. But 6th of September and 9th of June, our inner children are crying out right now. We both need to comfort them and become the parents. I'm changing this pattern and moving forward. Number 3. What's that? The snake. I think you're the snake right now as well. You're, here they are. You're developing right now. I think you're at the beginning of this spiritual journey. Walkabout, literally, that's the Aboriginals go walkabout to have their spiritual awakening. You're going through your spiritual awakening. You discover your path in sacred walkabout, that trees are your people, the earth is your tribe. In Indigenous lessons, you will find the will to survive. You will get through this. You're developing over time. Trust that the trials and tribulations that they're putting you through are necessary. And like I said before, it's like you've been shown, these lessons have actually been shown to you all your life, but you've not seen the lesson and you've kept repeating it. And so the lesson has become harder and harder every time. But I think you're seeing it now. But now is a very crucial point for you to integrate the lesson and start figuring it out and learning from it and developing from it into the person you always wanted to be, always saw yourself as. Definitely your feminine always saw you as. So focus on yourself right now and your own development so that you can step into your divine masculine power. And over the next 1 to 3 months, and certainly during the Mercury retrograde, a lot of this development, I think, is going to, it's almost like a rapid fire initiation. You're going to go through things quite quickly and develop quite quickly, but that's good. Trust in it. And for some reason as well, even just this walkabout making me think of the Indigenous people straight away, you might even need to do like a bit of a eat, pray, love thing where you go out into the bush or go out hiking, doing something that reconnects you with nature and clears your head, especially because you're developing your mind right now and your spirit. It's something your soul's craving. That's what I'm sensing. So try doing that and see if that helps you. But definitely reconnecting with the earth. Hug a tree. I know it sounds funny, but it does do stuff. And really try to tap into what your body and your mind and your spirit is craving right now. Okay, that's it. So enjoy your weekend.